Hey adventurers, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Jenda, and this is my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we made our way through the ruins of Cleobon, and we are now headed back to Defiance Bay to wrap up a bunch of side quests and report to Lady Webb. Oopsies. Alright, let's jump back across. Oh, no incident this time. Well done, us. Alright, out we go. Why do I have 2 notifications here now? Oh boy, a mission. Since the end of the Saints' War, dear Woodens have gathered at Baldur Bridge to commemorate the sacrifice of the dozen who gave their lives to defeat St. Weidman. It's become customary for priests of Migran leading the processional to sing a dirge to end the ceremony. This year, when the priest attempted to sing the dirge, his tongue swelled in his throat and he died painfully before the assembled crowd. When another priest attempted to sing the dirge a month later, he suffered the same fate. Some believe the gods are to blame for the priest's death. Others suspect vengeful red Sarens. Whoever's to blame, the priesthood of Migran and the soldiers of Godhammer Citadel want them brought to justice. Okay, well. Actually, Durns is a terrible choice for this. Let's send the weird druid. Durns actively hates the priesthood of Migran now, so. At least that's what I kind of understood about his rantings. Let me quick save so we can reload if something goes terribly wrong and talk to these guys.
I'm here.
Nope, the time for words has ended. Alright, fair enough. They're gonna be standing there a while if they're waiting for those Glomfathans. Or, not the Glomfathans, they are the Glomfathans. If they're waiting for the other guys to come out. Where do we go now? For the main quest, we should inform Lady Webb about this. For that, we should go to Stalwart. And we do have a lot of quests and tasks still. We should report to Crucible Keep. And we should deliver this to Ferga. We're skipping that. This I don't know. Endless paths, endless paths. Oh, and that we should bring to a cipher. Oh, we forgot to direct Medrith away. Whoopsies. We've got more bounties as well. And the Ducal Palace. And this scroll. We've had this for ages and I have no leads on it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cheat on that. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, we've never found that. That's in the Woodend Plains, apparently. And we've been through there, but the thieves don't spawn until you take the quest, I don't think. Okay, also, we need to direct this guy away the wrong way. Technically, it's been like several days, and we're way too late to do such a thing, but let's go do it. And then we'll pick up that scroll, and we'll go into Defiance Bay, because we have a bunch more quests to wrap up there. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
He picks at a long blade of grass. Found Nifra yet? I'm ready to get out of here. Oh, she snuck out the back and went north. Oh wait, am I? North is the other way, isn't it? Or did I tell her to go south? Well, I'm gonna lie. Did she now? And how would you have known that? Well, I was just kinda hoping you'd believe me. Don't worry, I'll catch up to her right after I take care of you. Okay, he's gonna kill us. Well, he's not gonna kill us. He's gonna die because I'm a little close to him. But, well, only one solution, really. A little bit of self-immolation never hurt anybody that much. Oof. Or I could just get knocked on my ass. Damn, he's got a boar. Where'd he get a boar? Oh well. Tail off. Acid. Oopsies. I think we did the fire. How am I alive right now, actually?
This thing isn't doing the job. Yes?
Let's
Okay, they weren't very tough, though, other than I got absolutely obliterated, but, okay, bunch of fine weapons and armor. Nothing spectacular. Some not fine armor, and hoods, and 8 gold, 3 silver, and 1,010 copper. Okay.
I shall.
That's that dealt with. Back to the Woodend Plains. Only one place here makes sense if we're looking for a thieves' hideout. Oh, found them. What's up, guys? What's up is you are not very tough. Okay. Well. Ah, hell, you know what? This is tremendous overkill. This one's attacking me. Let me hit him with a bow.
stand together.
That's dealt with. Grimoire. Oh yeah, very much less leveled than us. Generic equipment. Ooh, Sun-Touched Mail of Hiron Wrath. Minor Spellbind Sunbeam and minus 50% poison and disease tick rate. Well, that's decent. It's not even fine though, so it's not actually that decent. The Paladin Hiron Wrath came across a countryside village beset by ghouls and made it his life's work to rid the world of the undead. He believed that their very existence was a blasphemy against the gods and a scourge on all kith. And having observed the creatures prowling by night and skulking in dark places, he fell prey to the then common misconceptions about their nature. He had his order create armor that shone with the light of the sun, believing them vulnerable to daylight. Unfortunately, he tested his theory in the cleansing of a crowded vampire den, discovering too late that the light only alerted the creatures to his presence. Published research by animancers has since dispelled many of the dangerous myths surrounding the undead. Okay, do not use for stealth. Noted. 4 gold, 10 silver, 13 copper, and here's the scroll. This ancient scroll is bound with silver thread. The broken wax seal is stamped with the shape of an eye. The scroll at first appears to be gibberish, a collection of symbols and characters with no apparent connection between them. As you study them, however, you could swear the characters begin to move. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, they shift and crisscross and realign, and you're able to read the text. A simpleton seeks out a wise man, said to know the answer to every question. Please, says the simpleton, you have to help me. The world terrifies me. I wake each morning and I don't know why. I make choices each day and I don't know what will happen as a result. I go to sleep each night and I don't know whether it'll be my last. When the simpleton finishes, he notices the wise man is weeping. The simpleton apologizes profusely and asks the wise man what he said to upset him. The wise man shakes his head and wipes the tears from his eyes. He answers, "Some people have all the luck. Alright, fair enough. What? As you take the scroll, you hear a voice. You have found it. Now, lose it again. But the High Archivist wanted me to bring this back. The voice laughs. Would you appease a dwarf or a god? You think this theft was an accident? The voice seems to shift as if the speaker were constantly changing age, race, and sex. My relics were never meant to stay in one place for long. They're meant to be lost and found. It's the search that gives a thing value. Take it to the Black Meadow. Find the drake that faces east and bury it neath its skull. Well, that kind of sounded like a god to me, I'm not gonna lie. Seems pretty godlike. I mean... I'm considering, because we do have that other quest that, interesting, that's just what this says, but as you said, Black Meadow, Drake, etc. Probably try to avoid that, because that'll be high level. There was this other... Where is it? Not here. This one, yeah. We need to get into these archives, and I figure that High Archivist is the person to ask. However, so far as I can tell, that was probably a real god that just talked to us, maybe? Probably? And I would rather not piss them off, so... I think we're just gonna take a little jaunt over to the Black Meadow and bury this underneath the skull of a drake. A day and 10 hours, good grief. Alright. Oh boy, a local inebriate has wandered onto the stronghold grounds. Oh. No, Haravius dealt with this, huh? The violent deaths of 2 Magronite priests at Yvonne-Dur Bridge generated grief and outrage at Godhammer Citadel. It did not take long for Haravius to discover that radical Rayad Sarans were responsible. 2 wizards had placed the curses that killed the priests, but they were backed by dozens of Rayad Saran veterans from the Saints' War. As the wizards had no interest in negotiating with Haravius or the Magronites, a battle erupted, much of it running over the same fields that saw combat during the war. In the end, the wizards were killed and the remaining Rayad Sarans were routed. The priests that had died in the initial attack were buried near the bridge, and the ceremonial gloves of the senior priest were given to Haravius in thanks. Spell defense, holding meditation, and overseeing. And experience and money. Very good. Local inebriate wants help. Why can't we just kick out these bad visitors? This isn't even a powerful man. Why would we not just kick this drunkard out? I guess we should talk to the Animancer, huh? We could do that pretty easily on our way back. Like... Yeah, let's just, let's talk real quick on our way back through, and then we're headed to Defiance Bay. Oh, wait. Ugh.
The keep's coming along nicely.
That's good, but, yeah. We didn't actually bury the damn thing in the Black Meadow while we were there. Just walked in, read that quest thing, and left. Drake that faces east. Well, there's about 3. This one faces east. It's right here. Yep. Buried. As you cover the ancient scroll with the last handful of soil, the shifting voice speaks in your head once more. Well done, Watcher. Now return to Grimda, I guess. Yeah. Love how canonically it took us 36 hours random extra time to bury that.
The keep's coming along nicely.
Yes. Oh, yes. We did just finish the Western Barbican, didn't we? Yes. So now we can build a bunch of curtain walls and halls and shops and things. Okay, well, I mean, I feel like our security score's pretty good, but nothing wrong with curtain walls. Dexterity. You know what? This, because I think we kind of need it. The Artificer's Hall stores novel contraptions, buy traps, and a mechanics bonus. If there's any bonus we need, it's probably a mechanics bonus. Is this the Western Barbican? If so, it's pretty repaired. It might be off screen, honestly. I'm not sure all of the walls here are on screen. Tower over there's not even really visible. Alright, let's go here first and have this audience, because I don't even know. I don't think there's that much. There's probably not that much time left before it runs out. A day and an hour. Well, we could rest first, but let's have the audience. Drunkard. Hello, greetings, Lord. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to talk to you. I'm in a spot of trouble. This man's breath stinks of ale. Let's hear it. Oh, my. Get a whole throne cutscene for this loser? He's just a drunkard. Thing is, I've worked up a few debts in Deerford, and a few other places. More than a few. I haven't got the coin, my lord. I'd pay it off if I could. I was thinking maybe you know someone looking to hire on or something. I'm looking to work. Sure, I know a way. You could go help Bellasiege at the sanitarium as a research subject. Have fun. Like in tests, you mean? I suppose that ought to pay well at least, right? Bows. Thank you. I'll head out there as soon as I can. That'll, he'll do great, probably. Alright, Gita, what's your deal? Research in the field of animancy. Okay. Interesting. I didn't realize I got, like, throne cutscenes with all these visitors. Like, my cat's in these. I'm looking into the Beowick problem. That is, forces that can unhouse souls from their vessels. I'm trying to develop some kind of defense to protect people against these forces. Well, I would be interested. The trouble is, investigating what unhouses souls in the first place requires, well, souls. I haven't been able to arrange any test subjects. I need your help. We've lost so many people to these Beowicks already. Imagine if we could prevent some such things from ever happening again. Could you use something other than Kith? I'd be willing to try using alternate subjects if you have a suggestion. Well, there's vessels all over Heritage Hill. Could you use those? Yes, but working with vessels can be dangerous. What the heck? Have 2,000 copper pieces. Deal with it. It certainly will. Thank you. I'll put the money to good use. With a good team, I'm sure we can gather a few subjects. The cure can't be far away. What the hell? I'm a lord now. Might as well finance some research projects for no reason. It's 2,000 copper. We have 62,000 still, so I think we'll be alright. Let's go check out Bright Hollow.
That's her in.
That's just gotten upgraded a bunch since we were last here. What's all this? Oh, yes. Okay, very good. Oh, yes, look at that. It's lovely now. That works. The kitchen is not ransacked. Rich, savory stew bubbles over the hearth.
Ah, the famed rustic charm of the Deerwood.
Boy, shut the hell up. It actually does have rustic charm now. Sort of. It has more like super rich charm, actually, with the fountain and all that, but it works now, is the point. The new shelves smell rich with freshly cut timber. Oh, that is a good smell. Okay, yeah. All very nice in here. Nothing too helpful, but not bad at all. Looks good at least. Anything new upstairs, or I think that was pretty much done already. Well, I could talk to my companions that I've left behind, but other than that, not really. Alright, down the stairs. And out the door.
The keep's coming along nicely.
And oh, I should have just rested while I was there. Ah, well, whatever. I don't really anticipate any fighting exactly in Defiance Bay. Wait, can I just push the camp button even if I'm not in there? Sure can. I might as well take some bonus. How about perception? It's nice that I don't actually have to go up to the house. I can just push it anywhere. We will make some roster changes soon. I've discovered that I looked it up, they level up slower if they're not in the party, but they still level up some, so it's not too bad. Maybe, I don't know, we're gonna turn in quests here. And then we'll figure out what the heck? What's that? Then we'll figure out what to do next. Exactly. Up the stairs, please.
How fares your search?
Well, I got something new to tell you.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, the Leaden Key is manipulating a group of Ong-Within machines that span the country and causing the Hollowborn epidemic, just a minor thing.
I had feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been. The Leaden Key's conspiracy is clear now. They have used Ong-Within technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame animancy for it. As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time. I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed.
Problematic.
However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange.
They officially invited House Dominel? I guess they have a legitimate front, powerful nobles.
What of them?
Would they allow your guest in?
We would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence. Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest.
Makes sense.
It seems our organization has a reputation for nosiness and manipulation, for whatever reason. It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Rowe's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
Makes sense. What is there to know about the Duke?
Avar is many things to many people, and that is why he sits the throne. To the frontiersmen, he is one of their own. To the patriotic, he is a sole descendant of Admeth Hadrit. To the nobility, he is from an old and established family. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself. The man behind the tale may not be the greatest mind in Deerwood, but he knows people. He knows when they are sincere and when they lie. He knows when they are strong and when they are weak. The other matters he leaves to me. Outwardly, he prefers to come off a bit of a simpleton. Don't be fooled. Before he was a duke, he was a trapper, and an excellent one at that.
Okay, noted. The Duke is not an absolute genius, but he is smart enough to recognize his own weaknesses. And very good at reading people. Okay, well, obviously our best shot at getting in is the Crucible Knights. But we do have other quests to finish up first. Quite a few of them, to be specific. Okay, companion quests will discount for the moment. We'll end this one. But we should turn that in. Okay, we should go to the center, because we can, Oh, Cipher. Dunreed Rowe is... No, that's the Sanitarium? What's it? Oh shit, I'm forgetting all my lore. Dunreed Rowe's somewhere else, isn't it? Wait, no, that's Dunreed Rowe, surely, in here. We just talked about that, actually. But is that 100%? Yeah, I think that's probably the place. Is there an agent in here we could talk to about this? That's not so obvious to me. Sure. Yeah. What was my quest? Did I have a quest for Curran? Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Actually, maybe we do bring...
Hail, traveler.
The Orlan man is surrounded by books and scrolls. His wiry hair stands nearly on end and his ears prick up as you approach. You carry whispers. Cadnua, Gilded Veil. Old voices, indeed. How'd you know? The Orlan grins, revealing a row of dagger-pointed teeth. As a cipher, it's my job to know these things. You carry the whiff of ancients. What else can you tell me? His ears twitch downward. Not as much as I would like, unfortunately. My duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. He regards table piled with scrolls. What brings you to Dunreed Rowe? Well, I was invited by Lady Webb. Curran cocks his head to one side as if trying to get a better look at you. Forgive me, she doesn't take many visitors, but the ones she does invite are a fascinating lot. I've always marveled at her choices. Nothing in common to my eyes, but her sight is far keener than mine. I wonder what it is she sees. Her room's upstairs, the one with the guards out front. The city may not understand her value, but the Duke certainly does. Alright, let's show him the steel sun from Ader. I want to trace a guy who's touched this. He looks it over, his ears twitching with interest. From a war standard, yes? Red Saris? Yes, I believe I can be of assistance here. The imprint isn't fresh, but it is well preserved for the most part. If you're looking for someone, your rather unusual gift may be of value here. Images can be fleeting. Your target will be easier to identify by the makeup of his soul. I'll share what I see. It'll be to you to make sense of it. You'll pardon my presence in your mind. All for a good cause. He takes you by the hand, holding the steel sun in the other. Now, clear your mind of all wayward thoughts. You close your eyes and concentrate. The sun's bright in your mind's eye, warm with the pulse of collective experience and noisy with the thoughts of the past, of battle, of faith, of home. You drift from voice to voice, thought to thought. Ader's soul, a vibrant signature with which to locate his brother. One voice stands out amidst the din, brassy and earnest, a shade brighter than Ader's, but unmistakably of the same construction. You have no image of its owner, but his journey is imprinted within the points and curves of the steel sun, and in your mind it opens before you as a path stretching both southward to Gilded Vale and northward over the uneven terrain that joins the Deerwood to Rhaed Saris. You trace the path back to its origin, far back as you can find, gliding over plains and hillsides to a one-room home in Gilded Vale with a thatched roof and a dirt floor. The path is faint here, its distance in time rendering images blurry and details scarce. From Gilded Vale it follows a road towards Madamere Bridge, reaching the gates of Defiance Bay before diverting abruptly, cutting northward in a beeline for Rhaed Saris. Why that, actually? That's strange. The path leads to a Rhaed Saran city, regal and austere in the Adir Imperial style. It winds through streets and climbs a grand set of stairs into a stately building, passing through pointed archways into what appears to be a throne room. Upon the throne sits a man whose head is pure, blinding light, and as its gaze turns to you, the light drowns out all else. Its voice carries the force of thunder, but its words are impossible to make out. In the imprint, echoes of echoes. The voice and light fade, and the path bends backward, carrying you along to a barracks, then back southward, marching into Deerwood and skirmishing along the way. Upon one battlefield, the imprint is vivid. Then you see a Rhaed Saran standard, topped with a steel sun, clutched in the hands of a fallen soldier. You see a young man in Rhaed Saran armor with Ader's straw-colored hair race toward the standard and lift it, the path you've been following clear to see beneath his feet, and as his hand brushes the steel tip, you can hear his thoughts racing in a blur, and they are of his god, and his country, and a brother he hopes is far away from this place. In an instant, the thoughts are gone as well as the man, and the standard is passed to another soldier. You pick the path up again as it meanders south and disintegrates in the shadow of Cleobon Rilach. You open your eyes.
Anything? Looked like you were working real hard there.
Your brother made it as far as Defiance Bay before he turned to Rhaed Saris instead. He met Waidwen, and then he enlisted.
What'd he talk about with Widewin?
Waidwen's head was a beam of light.
I figured that. Woden and me had heard enough stories from his uprising to know it wasn't just some tall tale. Doesn't mean he was Aethys.
It doesn't.
It could have been some wizard's trick. It's what they talked about that's important. What'd they say?
I don't know what they said.
That's not funny. Come on. That metal sun, my brother touched it. You saw where he went. Now what'd he talk about with Widewin? Why'd my brother fight for Rhaed Saris?
I don't know, man.
I guess that's it.
Ader's mouth hangs open and his eyes glaze, his forehead creased between his eyebrows. He rakes his teeth over his lower lip. His voice is barely a whisper. It was always a long shot, Ader.
It's a funny thing. You can tell yourself that 100 different ways. Makes no difference in the end.
He nods, slowly, staring into space. A new look's come over him, lifeless, dull as ash. We can go now. I've seen what I needed to see. I wish I could have been of more help. You have my sympathies. As often as an item shows us what we need to know, it will disappoint. My files are full of cases that have run cold. On bad days, I think often of leaving, applying my skills to something less confounding. Ugh, rough, Ader. Maybe we'll find something more later. Maybe. What else,
Welcome!
Karen? By the way, while we're here, is this affidavit real? He holds the page, but seems to stare through the words as if at something woven in the fabric of the paper. Kern bars his pointed teeth. I remember Penhelm, a preening peacock of a man. His mouth dry and hands moist when I told him he was a sole descendant of an Adiran general who'd fought against Tadrit's rebellion. He scans the affidavit. A forgery, and not the first I've seen. He hands it back to you. But I've no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to his commander, Cliver, and show him the seal. He points to the wax stamped by his forged signature. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. A loth's gaze flickers to you. Doom a man for the soul the gods gave him? Seems rather unfair. So what are you so busy with anyway, Curran? His small, furry hands gestured expansively at the papers before him. Hollowborn, growing unrest, and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of our concerns these days. What are your skills? I check for soul connections, looking for lost things, missing things, or troublesome things, particularly where people of power and influence are concerned. I'm a cipher. In our Glonfalth, we were once known as Brishalgwyn, Mind Hunters. Nice title, yes, but it wasn't until the Animancers began working with my kind 40 years ago that we truly understood our power. Now we make some of the best detectives in the world. Tracing souls, we can look at a person and see where they've been, or look at a weapon and see who's touched it. His nose twitches as he looks at you. Useful for solving crimes, as you can imagine. Looks like you could use some help. So many secret trails in this city. You have to but turn a corner to find a fresh trace of something stolen or someone missing. He flicks an ear. Unfortunately, we haven't the time to investigate them all. I'm supposed to be working on other matters, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curse of a cipher to be ruled by the whims of curiosity. Why can't you look into them? He pins his ears back. A matter of priorities, says Lady Webb. Many problems in Defiance Bay these days, problems with more than a few missing persons at stake. Tell me about them. One case or three, depending how you look at it. He taps his clawed fingers together. 3 weeks, disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it coincidence, I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you, so I'll trust you too, as long as our interests are aligned. Alright, I'll look into it. Scotty bounces on the balls of her feet. Just like one of those Valian whodunits. With a few of those on the road helps pass the time. He grins, razor-tipped teeth showing between his lips. Copper Lane, Andra's Gift, and Brackenbury, of course. To talk to the ones who reported the disappearances. The only ones who knew enough to care. Laura, Oli, and Elka. Who's missing? 2 men, 1 woman. Lendry, Kendall, and Cora. Alright, tell me about Lendry. Best to ask Oli. Seems they drank together at the Salty Mast in Andra's Gift. Also seems no one else knew him well enough to miss him. One of his ears twitches. Alright, how about Kendall? Reported missing by Elka, a dwarf who carried traces of... He closes his eyes and sniffs the air. Fine wine and young dandies. Plenty of time and money to spend on her pleasures. Try Brackenbury. How about Cora? Sister of Laura, one of the merchants at the Copper Lane Bazaar. Not the kind of person who just disappeared, it seems. Laura was most distraught. I think a visit from someone sympathetic will raise her spirits. You found any leads? Not yet. No obvious connection between the victims, which is what makes me wonder so. He runs his hand along the length of one ear. Could be animancy related. Researchers always need subjects, the less scrupulous types in particular. He pauses, deeps in concentration. Seems too risky for the sanitarium, but one never knows. Loth folds his arms. I wouldn't put it past them. He waves a hand. Talk first to the people who reported our victims missing. Mayhap you'll catch something I missed. Alright, I'll let you know what I find. Oh boy, we've got a, I'm not going to do jobs for the dozens, but I think we might ruin that night just for the heck of it, because he seemed like a prick, so... Thanks for watching, adventurers. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like or subscribing. Have a nice day, adventurers. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.